Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Riding Horses. All right, we're out here again today with Kolt and Ms. Purina, and we're working on Kolt's upward transitions and downward transitions, helping him get a better feel for what he needs to be doing with his body, with his seat and his legs, and possibly even his dressage whip to help this mare not just roll up in the bridle, but learn to drive with her hip while she's still rolled up in the bridle so she can transition up. And then Colt's trying to get a feel for what it feels like to keep one rolled up in the bridle and transition back down to a slower speed. So Colt, let me see your dressage whip there for a second. I've got two dressage whips out here, guys. This black one is really homemade, and it's about 8 inches longer than this white one. But what it will do is it will allow Colt to keep his hand up here in front of his saddle, okay, because I'm trying to get him to learn how to not be pulling on his horse when he's trying to get her rolled up in the bridle and speed up. This way, this thing's long enough, his hand can stay in front of his saddle horn and he can still make contact back here on the accelerator if he needs to. The reason he's really going to be working on keeping his hands in front of his saddle horn today, guys, is if you're riding a horse that's stiff through their neck, let's say they're stiff from the withers forward, and you're trying to get those horses to speed up at any degree, maybe you're just trying to stay at a walk, but you're trying to speed that walk up a little bit, it's going to be really hard for those horses to speed up at all if while they're trying to speed up, you're pulling on the reins, and because they're braced from the withers forward, it's just going to make that brace that much more exaggerated and make it harder to speed those feet up. So Colt, we're just going to go back and forth here in front of the camera. Let's go one time each at a walk, okay? Just leave here and head down there a little ways, turn around and come back this way. Get her rolled up in the bridle, and let's show the camera what it looks like for you. Now, he's riding with a pair of split reins on that bridle. He thinks he's handy enough that he can ride with the split reins. I don't know, I guess he thinks it makes him look more punchy or more cowboy to have them leather split reins. If he does a good job handling them and he can keep them even, I'll let him stay with them. If not, I've got some hanging here on my arm that we'll switch to. I'll show you guys what they are here in a minute. So really all he's going to be working on, he turns around and comes back right here. So he's asking that mare for that frame right there. Okay, your left rein is just a little bit shorter than the right rein. You notice how her head was slightly to the left? Okay, so right there he's actually got his hands resting on the front of his saddle right there, so he can practice leaving his hands there. I'll even have him do that a little bit when he's trotting. When you get down there, Colt, turn around, and this time you're going to roll up to a trot. I tell you what, why don't you go ahead, for our viewers' sake, put your hands back where you just had them and trot her down there once. Make sure you're short enough on your reins. There you go. Well, that's the lope, but we're going to build to that. I'm not going to beat him up for that. I love how he's getting some forward now. And even at 10 years old, with his legs no longer than they are, he's starting to figure out how to use his seat and his legs. Get your reins back even. Get your horse's body lined up straight. There you go. Now you can go ahead and come on down here again at a trot. That one looked really good right there. He's just trying to figure out how to go work on that, where things will just flow off and that mare will be driving with her hip. Nice job, Colt. You feel how smooth that was? Yeah. That was really, really good. Now let's see if we can get, I'm not going to make you leave your hands there. Okay, you showed your viewers how you could put your hands there. We're going to let you roll up to a lope now. You don't have to necessarily leave your hands sit on your saddle. Just keep them in front of your saddle, okay? If she's not rolling up in the bridle, two things could be the issue. You might not be short enough on your reins, and you might not be driving enough with your seat and your legs to get her to drive forward with her hip and roll her forward up into that bridle, okay? So let's start off at a trot. We're not going to worry about the lead so much. You're just thinking about using both legs in position 2. Stay back in your saddle. Nice job, young man. Drive, stay back in your saddle. I don't want you leaning forward over your saddle horn. There you go. Roll her up in that bridle. Drive with your legs. Drive with your legs. Okay, let's come to a walk. To a walk. There you go. To a walk. Now, Colt, she stopped because your body told her to. You completely quit riding, so she did exactly what your rhythm did. And then she was starting to rock back, and then you got her and said, no, go forward. Okay, so this time, instead of coming down from the lope to the walk, let's try 1 or 2 from the lope to a trot, okay? With the goal, now you think about this. You see where her head is right there? Now drive her forward with her head in that same spot at a walk. I want that, you're trying to get that right there up to the lope, which you're doing pretty good with that one. That's the easier one. Now you're starting to figure out how to drive with your seat and your legs. Well, we want to see if we can maintain that same drive, that same round frame back down to the trot. Okay? Yeah. All right, you ready to give this a try? Yeah. There you go. So we're just going to smooth, just roll up there. Nice job. He actually moved her hip over there a little bit for a left lead departure. Okay, we'll see here if he can flow back down. Okay, when you come by me here, you're going to try to come down to a trot. Use your reins to come down to the trot. There you go. Much better. That was much smoother. Yeah, that one was really good. So you used your reins more to come to the trot versus trying to slow your rhythm, okay? Because it's hard, because I'm only going to slow my rhythm just a little bit. If I slow it too much, she's probably going to stop. So maybe more than my rhythm, I'm still driving, I've still got rhythm, but I'm bringing her back to the trot with my reins until I figure out just this little bit of rhythm change in my seat and in my legs, okay? That was your best one so far. Let's go try that again, okay? Let's do it going the other way. So go ahead and trot her down there, make you a circle. You can move her hips slightly to your right. You don't have to exaggerate it much. This is not an exaggerated lead departure. That wasn't bad, bud. Good job. We're just going to flow down there. You're going to make a circle and come back. Bring her to the trot with your reins. Bring her to the trot with your reins. There you go. Good job. Now just stay at a trot. Just go on around there again at a trot. Good job. Now as you come by me here, come down to a walk using your reins. Bring her to the walk using your reins. Bring her to the walk using your reins. There you go. So it's really not that much difference in the rhythm in my body, is it? And if I drain all that rhythm out, she's just going to stop really quick, huh? That time when you slowed her from the lope to the trot, she kind of stopped all of a sudden, but you were able to get her back to the trot fairly quick. You want to try another one and see if you can smooth that out a little bit? Yeah. Again, for you guys watching, the whole goal here, as he's just playing around, rolling her up to a lope and flowing back to a trot, he's just trying to figure out, how do I use these? How do I use these? But the idea of I'm just going to sit my hand down and I'm going to kick to go and pull to stop, this mare's head's going to be up, her back's going to be hollow, and she's going to have more energy flowing this way than she does flowing that way. Okay, let's try that one more time. See how fluid you can flow from the lope down to the trot. Go ahead and trot her down there. Get around your end back on the straight line before you lope off. Drive with your legs, drive with your legs, drive with your legs. There you go. Drive. I want more forward there. There you go. Scoot back here as he's coming down here. He's got a little more life. Guess he's going to lope on past that way. All right, Colt. He's going to try to come down to a trot, I think. Okay, go ahead and stop right here, because I got to ask you something. You were asking for the trot clear over there, weren't you? Yeah. Okay, so here's what I want you thinking. I don't want you to be scared of it, and I don't want you to be scared of making a mistake, okay? Just because you were apprehensive about, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to do this wrong and it's not going to be smooth enough, that horse was loping, and all of a sudden the forward energy, or the life that was flowing forward, all the way from clear over there, clear over to here, was now flowing this way, okay? Yeah. Just use your reins and bring that mare back to a trot, okay? But don't be afraid of making a mistake. I'm not going to yell at you. Obviously, the camera's turned on. But I'm not going to yell at you even if it's not. I'm just out here trying to help you get better, okay? But don't ever be out here on a horse. That's probably the best thing that's happened since we started filming. Don't ever be out here on a horse and be afraid of making a mistake, okay? I got to go do some stuff so I can figure out what's working and what's not. If I just yank on her head with my reins and she gets in the ground and I go clear to the stop, and then I have to go back to the trot, and then I tell myself, okay, I used my reins way too much. But what you did that time, you didn't use your reins near enough, okay? I liked what you had the time before way better than that. Yeah, me too. Okay, let's try that one more time for the camera. Go ahead and get her rolled up there. This is what we want you guys to see. This is what you guys are going to have to be. You need forward there as you lope off. Get her going forward. Okay, we're going to try that one again. Go ahead and come to the trot. Bring her to the trot with your reins. Nice. Hey, that was your best one. Trot on down there. We're going to lope her off again. But Colt, I don't want you picking up and pulling on them reins as you lope her off. I want you to drive more with your legs. There you go. Much better on that upward transition right there. As you come by here, go ahead and come to the trot again. Thank you. Nice job. Nice job. Just stay at the trot. Just stay at the trot. Stay at the trot. Just go all the way around at the trot and come back here and park right here beside me. See, right there at that trot, it takes some life, some rhythm, some energy flowing through his body to get that life and energy flowing through hers with her rolled up in the bridle like that. Great job.
Thanks.
So you had a whole lot of forward there that one time, and I'm saying bring her to a trot, and that was probably your best one.
Yeah.
Okay, you weren't really thinking about it. You just used your reins to help her get to the trot. But can you see how if we're not out here playing around with this, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, we're not ever going to get any better.
Yeah.
So in fact, what we're going to learn for more than anything is I'm going to do something one way and it didn't work out very well. Oops, I fluffed that up. Okay, I just made a mistake right there. I'll learn more from that than I will all that other stuff. I just can't be in a mindset where I'm scared to make a mistake. So I'm going to say this, if there's any parents watching this and you're trying to help your kids find the same thing, screaming at your kids when they're not doing what you asked for, or they didn't do it correctly is not going to help, okay? All you're going to do is get them apprehensive about making a mistake. So get out there, show them what it looks like, and encourage them along the way, but give them the freedom to make that mistake so they can learn from it. Man, that looks really good. You had some really smooth upward transitions. Now you're getting some smooth downward transitions. Her rolled up in the bridle. Now you're learning to ride through your seat and your legs in a manner where most people twice your age or 3 times your age still can't ride, okay? But that's the name of the game. So I hope this is something that can help you guys. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Riding Horses, and we will see you next time.